Good day. My name is Sribatsudas. I'm the founder of Business Compass LLC. I have the great pleasure to walk you through the capabilities of our language products. This language product is based on AWS technologies and OpenAI, and this will run as a container on your AWS account. You have the full control of your data. You have the full sovereignty of your data. So that is all in your control. And once it is deployed, you can actually have user, your users to create a login, and you can actually approve them. So only the approved users can use your system. So now let me log into the system here, and this is our demo platform. Your link will be different when it is installed into your account. So we are logging in. Let me make you familiarize with the main menu option. There is a dashboard, the real-time, there is a transcription, real-time transcription, audio transcription, video transcription. Then there are multiple options within translation, text translation, speech translation, real-time translation, and then there is medical AI. You have real-time medical. You can supply a text. It can actually extract the data from there. And then there's a medical transcription. So real-time is you speak, medical is you supply a data file or audio file, and then medical extraction, it actually extracts the medical entities from an audio and then maps into ICD-10, SNOMED, and RX norm. And then under the text and media, you can extract text from documents. You can do a document translation. You can do a translation using XLIFF or SDL, XLIFF type of file formats, and you can do a text to speech. Then there is a subtitling and captioning, dubbing. There is sign language is kind of beta. You can process things in a batch. So instead of processing one file at a time, you can upload a group of files to your cloud drive. It could be AWS S3 bucket, it could be Google Drive, it could be OneDrive or Box, Dropbox, so forth, and you can actually make use it from there. So then there are jobs. So you can see the jobs those are under process or getting processed, and you can actually export and generate reports. And then there's a file browser. You can browse through the files those are generated for you, and then it creates a very powerful semantic search on the text that is actually extracted, and then it gives you an idea of your usage, how much of money you are spending with AWS services for this particular application and OpenAI. And then you can establish actually connectors. You can create connectors with S3 bucket or Google Drive, Dropbox, OneDrive, Box, etc. So that way you don't have to move your files from those locations. You don't have to download and upload. You can process it from then and there. And then there are user management capability. When users are signing up, you can actually approve them so that they can use it actually. And then there is a team management capability. You can create teams. You can see who the teams are. Teams can actually collaborate. And then there is a very powerful chatbot here. A lot of things that you are seeing through the menu options, you can pretty much do a lot of them using the AI assistant. So now let me, and on the top you see there is a little help icon, so you can actually reach our technical support if you have any questions, and any alerts you can see over here, and on the background jobs. And then there is also mentions and comments, you can see it on the top. So here you see, let me close the chatbot here, and the Dropbox, as you can see, the output files, the amount of space that is used, number of services used, number of jobs, failed jobs. You can see files by the service, batch job status. You can see various file activities, recent files, storage by service, search index, jobs, usage and cost, your teams, recent jobs. You can see all that. Then let's do a real-time transcription. As you can see here, there are different languages AWS actually supports, and whatever AWS supports, those are available here. So now let me start with US English here, right? So what I'm doing here is I'm doing a demo to you. As you can see in the transcription section, in this particular box, Whatever I'm speaking is actually transcribed. And if you think there is something is not correctly transcribed, you have the opportunity to edit them. And if we are speaking in other languages, you can actually use the keyboard and you can actually edit them. So now let me stop recording here. Let me pick up another language, for example, here. So I will, okay, I will try to speak in Hindi. You can also see, as you can see, although I'm speaking in English here, is translating to Hindi itself. So let me now speak in Hindi. मेरा नाम श्रीवत्स है, मैं बिजनेस कंपास एलएलसी का साथ हूँ। मेरे सहकर्मियाँ बहुत सारे अच्छे काम करते हैं एंड ये जो प्रोडक्ट है वो बहुत हेल्पफुल है सबके लिए। Okay, you can see here, and then if you want, you can actually edit in the corresponding language. So the keyboard comes up, soft keyboard, right? Very useful. And then let us do a audio transcription. The way you can do audio transcription, you can actually choose a audio file. You can upload from your local drive, or you can import from your cloud drive. What I'm going to do is I am going to import the file from the cloud drive. So the language wise, it can automatically detect the language. If there are multiple languages, it will detect multiple languages. It can also detect multiple speakers, up to 10 speakers. So in this case, let's say 2 speakers. And you can actually choose the conversation type. Depending upon that, it can actually give you some AI based context. And you can also detect language, transcribe, even if there is thick accent, you can specify that. If you want to include the timestamps, you can also include timestamps. So, and then, so what happens, it actually reduces background noise, and then you can do analyze sentiment, detect entities, generate summary, all those. So now let me start transcribing. What you will see is it might take a little bit of time, but if it is more than 60 seconds, the application is going to prompt you to push the job to the background, and then it is going to be available through the alerts that you can actually see. And the beauty of this product is you are running on a container, but internally the AWS services like transcribe used for transcription, poly used for text to voice synthesis, translation used for translation from one language to the other, and we use media convert to add subtitling and other things. Here we have the choice to move the job to the background, and then it uses OpenAI for chatbot and other things. So pretty much all the AWS services, S3 and comprehend is used, comprehend medical, comprehend transcribe medical, text extract. These are type of the services that are actually used. So here it says only one speaker, so that's fine here. But if you want, yeah, it starts from the very beginning. So and then it gives you a summary of everything. The here is a beautiful thing, as you can see. So you can actually perform a text search, meaning you can supply a word or a phrase, and you can search on a audio and a video. So that is a very powerful. You don't have to, if you have a 4 hour long audio or a video, you don't have to keep on rewinding and fast forwarding to locate where certain text is present. You can actually do a search like that. So here, for example,
best boundaries than bottlenecks.
right,
You'll also discover proven strategies.
right. So you can see it is actually giving you some. It is taking you to those points, which is kind of helpful, right? It's also telling you where they actually appear, which that's the timing. Okay, it gives you timing. So now it also gives you sentiments, so positive, negative, neutral, mixed, and then it also gives you entities are basically name, place, organization, your quantities, and things of that nature, right? And then you can also do PHI and PII reduction. The PHI is the protected health information, and your PII is personally identifiable information. So if it detects anything, it can also analyze if anything is appearing on the text. It can also redact them. So what it is doing here, it is inserting labels like address or email and so forth, fashion, phone number, instead of actually. So that is how it is doing a reduction. It says detected entities, address, professions, phone numbers, email address, fax number, etc. Right. So now, what it can do, it can turn or the detected entities, their relationship into a network graph. So here you can see using the name, place, time. It is converting all that to a network graph, as you can see. And then it converts the whole thing into a chatbot as a RAG. The content of the text is used as a RAG, so we can ask actually questions. So here you can see, so it'll give us some answers. So again, so we have the choice to limit the chatbot answers to chatbot responses to the text that is extracted from here, transcribed, or we also have the choice to go outside and use external knowledge, right? Please use external knowledge to explain VPC, right? So it can utilize outside knowledge too. So this is very powerful. Not only you are limited to what the content of your transcription is, but you are also allowing it to really use outside information from the large language models and then get some answers. So here, Excel, you can download it to Excel, PDF, and Word document, and then you can do video transcription. The video transcription actually works the same way. So let me use one of these, right? And then I'll show you some capabilities there. And I'm actually doing auto detect of the language. So I'm going to say up to 5 speakers, take accent, timestamps, and then analyze sentiment, detect entity, generate summary, and let's do a transcription. Okay, so now since it is taking longer, you do have the choice to move this to background. I'm just going to leave it here for a second. So let it actually finish. So now it seems to have finished. So now you can see it is detecting speakers, it is telling you the time segments and all that. So now you can actually replace the speaker name. So you can, first one can be John Doe, second one can be John Smith, and the third one can be Gender. Okay. So now you can see it is just replacing the speaker 1, 2, 3 with the real labels, and then it is generating a summary, and then similar to what you have seen on the audio side, you can actually do that on the video. You can do a word search or a phrase search. You can do that, and then it also detects you, gives you sentiments, detects entities, and PHI, PII reduction, network graph, and chatbot, right? And then you can also download a report from here. It will give you a comprehensive of all the data points, right? So So nice report to use. And then on the translation side, so so let's see, I will translate from English to French, for example. I am conducting a demo of language product. See, and it does that. You can see that, and that's how it goes. You supply a piece of text, it is going to be able to translate to another language. You can copy, you can download, you can also edit. Okay, you can do all that too, and there will be a keyboard there. Okay, and then you can do a speech translation. Here there are multiple options available. You can upload an audio file, and you can supply a source language. You can say what is the source, and then you can specify the target. It is going to convert the audio into that text, and then similar speech to speech. Here, sorry, here it is does a speech to text. Here it does a speech to speech translation. Here it does a multi-language translation, and then you can do a real-time translation here. So here, let me show you a demo of the real-time transcription and translation. So what it is doing is, it is actually transcribing first, and then it is trying to translate. Okay, so and you can also edit here. There will be a keyboard that is available to you. Let me stop here. Let me go to medical transcription. So here you can do a real-time medical transcription. Okay, there are some limited support of the languages, but you can see how. So Mr. John Doe is 57 years old and was admitted to the hospital with hypertension. He was administered with amlodipine benazepam. Okay, so you can see PHI information is John Doe and 57 years. Medical condition is hypertension and pain. And then you have a PHI detected. You have the ICD-10. These are medical billing codes. You have a SNOMED. A SNOMED is basically the medical conditions. And then you can also edit as you want. Okay. So then medical transcription, you can actually upload different types of audios and it will do a medical transcription and concept mapping. Similarly, if you supply a piece of text, it is also going to detect the medical entities from here. John Doe is 57 years old. He was admitted to the hospital with severe chest pain. He was administered prescribed a aspirin regimen. I'm not a medical person, so you have to pardon me for that, but at least you get the idea. So medical entities and then PHIs, it is able to detect all that, right? So now let me go to the text extraction. In the case of text extraction, it is able to extract text from PDF, PNG, JPEG, and then TIFF files. So you can either upload a file locally, or you can actually import from cloud drive. Here I have a document. I'm saying, okay, do a sentiment analysis, detect entries, generate summary. Similar to what you are seeing in case of transcription, it will continue doing that here too. So here also, taking a little bit of time, so asking you to push it to background mode so that you could do other things. I'm just going to allow you to finish it here before moving into other things. Okay, so looks like it finished. So you can see extracting the text, and then summary, then sentiment, entities, PHI, and then there's a chatbot. Okay, so here if we go here, right, so we can ask summarize the document for me, right? So we'll see. So this is what happened, right? So we can ask specific questions, right? So you can ask how you win, for example. So you can see. So if you want to add external information, you have the choice to do that here. And then document translation, it can actually translate one document to the other. So you can see. So I am going to select one. If you want multiple languages, that also is fine. You can do that too. Yeah. So here, it's translating the document into French. You can see, and then other languages. And then similarly, if you have a XLIFF file or SDL XLIFF file, these are the language, these are the formats, XML formats used by different language products. You can actually upload them, and you can convert to multiple languages. In the text to speech, it is like a speech synthesis here. So let me see. There are multiple voices that are available. Okay. So I'll stick with US English. I am running a demo.
I am running a demo.
So you can get it. So now if
I am running a demo.
okay, so I have to actually change the text here to Hindi or other languages to get the audio in that language. And then subtitles and captioning, what it does is it detects the language that is there, and then it creates a, you can have no subtitle just to get the SRT file or a BTT file, and if you want you can have the subtitles burnt in or as a different files, or you can have a closed captioning. You can have that too, but it might take some time, so I'm just going to skip this one. Similarly, dubbing, you can actually remove voice and replace the original voice, or do a voiceover mix. Okay, and then sign language, this is basically we are trying it out. This is a beta version for us, so I am running a demo, and then this is how it works. So, but again, this is a beta. We will work on it, and then if you really have the audio file, you can use the audio file too. Okay, so here batch processing, instead of doing one file at a time, if you want to do transcribe say 20 files, you can actually upload them, or you can specify a location in the cloud drive. You can get those files. It will basically process them too. The jobs are anything we are submitting. Those are like text to speech, other things. Those are coming in as jobs. You can later on view the results, right? Exports. So you can actually export multiple files and folders if you want to. You can do a report generation, right? Choose a file. You can generate a report out of that, or you can see the history and email schedules. You can actually do that. Email at certain schedule. So this is a file browser. If you can see text extract, you can go in here, and if you want to add a comment, you can add a comment here, or if you want to edit something, you can actually edit here. So comments. So here you can save it while you are saving it, this is a new comment. Okay, you can see, and you can go back to previous versions and see what they are actually. And what the beauty of this product is, creates everything that is loaded, everything from which the text is extracted. It actually turns that into a big search engine. So it's something called a semantic search. For example, if you do it here, you can see it. Now you can click on it and you can see more on the document, right? And then you can see the usage, different AWS services, OpenAI, you can see the usages and some estimates of the cost. You can create connectors to different platforms like AWS S3 Bucket, Google Drive, Dropbox, etc. And then you can use the files from there instead of having to download and upload. User management, anybody who signs up to the system, you can actually see them here. So let me approve the user here. And then team management, you can actually create teams. Then you can add team members to that team, right? And then what happens is they can actually see, they can collaborate. So that is the beauty of this thing. And then on here you can see a help desk. You can actually reach our help desk and for some support. Then anything that is running as a batch job, once it completes, you can see it here. And then mentions and comments, then you can hear. So now you can see a beautiful AI assistant. So you can actually do a lot of things from here. So you can see the chat history is also saved. So now say convert, translate my weather is great to Hindi, for example. So you can see in Hindi, here it is, right? Mausam badhiya hai, for example. Translate to Spanish. So you can see. And now speak in Spanish. Okay, and you can play it too.
El clima es estupendo.
Okay, so say you want to locate certain menu option. I want to translate medical audio. So what it will do, it will take you directly to the menu option. Audio file medical. So medical basically. So it takes you right there and you can do your stuff. So with this, I would really thank you for taking your valuable time in following through this video demo. And please feel free to contact us. Contact at businesscompassllc.com or call us at 973-638-2322, or our mail line is 973-638-2228, or visit our website businesscompassllc.com/schedule-appointment. We hope you like this video. So please let us know your feedback. Thank you very much.